Ah. How quiet is it? It's so beautiful.
My neighbour's gone down into his
Shh.
hidey spot.
Good afternoon and welcome to Havenwood Tiny Homes Sunday Live, 4:30. What a beautiful day. Absolutely beautiful. The road in the front of our place has been super duper busy today. People coming and going. I think they're coming down from the Highlands, down to the beach and then heading home. Absolutely beautiful day. Oh, and look, there's some people down there on their bike. All right. Well, we'll wait for a couple more people to join us. That's our farm vehicle, which we call the Bee. And we asked the producer of the TV show whether Jennifer Hawkins wanted to have a little go on that around the farm and take her down to the Jurassic ride that we call it, with all the kids. It's a bit of a scary part of the property. So I don't know that she's super keen on that, but so here we go. I'll turn you around and I'll sit down. Hi. Hi, Rick.
Hello, how you going?
It's Valentine's Day, did you know?
Is that right, though?
Yeah, happy Valentine's
Well, I'll be
Day.
blessed, so I better get down to 7-Eleven.
We don't have any 7-Eleven,
Oh.
7-Elevens
I
here.
have to go to the mall.
Oh, hi. Happy Valentine's Day to you, wherever you are in this on this beautiful day. Look, I've got a husband that tends to forget my birthday, let alone Valentine's Day. So, but it's okay. He's home every day, and
Duh.
he's a hard worker, and that's all that matters.
Duh, I'd only be 30-year-old if you didn't keep reminding me of my birthday.
That's true. That is true. Well, we've got some great stuff to discuss today. Lots and lots of questions. Little bit of housekeeping. If you came for an inspection in the last couple of weeks, there's some sunglasses. If they're yours, just send us a message. Let us know. They're still here on our veranda. Okay.
Oh, funny story too.
Oh.
Don't forget, Duh.
People leave things behind.
Actually, talking about people leaving things behind, I'll just sort of put this in context. We were having an inspection there a couple of months ago, and a lady come in nursing a baby and stuff, and anyway, I was showing her and her husband through, and she needed to go to the loo. She said, "Oh, do you have a tool I can use?" You do. Yeah, well, we're out in the bush here, you know. So anyway, I said, yeah, no worries. Hey, listen, we've got the toilet rigged up there, the compost toilet. Happy days, you know, we'll go outside, you know, no worries. And anyway, of course, we finished up the inspection and locked up and moved on. And a week or so later, had another inspection and with another couple of clients, and they were interested in compost toilets. I said, let me come in, show you how these compost toilets work.
Okay.
And anyway, we proceeded into the bathroom. I lifted up the lid and, whoa, there we go. I said, that's how good they work. You couldn't even smell that, could you, fellas? Oh, it was so funny.
So you emptied it after that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but, so, yeah, someone's left that package behind as well, done.
That's right. Don't come and collect that. You don't need to collect that. We'll take care of that.
It was funny, but, yeah. I
Yeah.
just thought she was doing a whizzer.
As you would think.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah. So, welcome. Let us know where you're watching from. Oh, I've got a strange angle, haven't I? What? We'll come out a little bit further.
You're not shaking today, are you, Dave? You haven't been using that hedger
My muscles
this week?
are good today.
Muscles are good? Not been using the hedger?
No hedging.
No hedging today, so there's no excuses today.
I'm hedging my bets.
Hedging your bets, yeah, right.
So this week, what we're going to do is we're going to do we're sitting in front of the Jolie model, which is for sale. It's for sale. This display model has got to go. And so it's on for a really, really good price. So Rick's going to take you for a little tour inside. It has to go in the next few weeks.
We've got another display. We want to put in its position, so we
need to make room.
We've got a lot of incentive to move this on.
That's right. So we'll have a look through there. So I'm trying to figure out which way we're going to go. Do we do that first? Are we going to talk about that first?
We've had a few questions on the Jolie because we sort of flagged it last week. So why don't we hammer that first?
We'll answer the questions on this one.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the finance stuff, which we talked about last weekend that we're going to talk about today. Like how easy it really is to get into tiny home living and how we can help you. So, right, let's get started on the questions. So, first one is that the rust on this Jolie model, is that real rust? Is that a new tin? What is it?
Okay, it's actually brand new roof iron. We actually use a product from Lysart. It's called Matte. It's their matte range. And on top of the matte range, we actually spray paint over and above that. So I did a lot of homework on the net on rusty sheds. I looked at how rust evolves, how it sort of works on sheds. Why does it rust? How come it forms these patterns? So I did a lot of research on the rust and how it forms. And then I had to.
That was all those photos on your phone. There was like 150 photos of rusted roofs.
Rusty sheds, out of Mudgee. Heaps of rusty sheds at Mudgee. So to get it looking as realistic as possible, and then of course I've developed 3 colours that were pretty close to the money, and and then on over and above that, then my daughter is the spray painter. So we spray paint it. So to answer the question, it's a brand new iron. It comes with all the 20-year warranties.
Yep.
And it's actually spray paint on top of the brand new iron. So
so our daughter has done surface design, so she's actually all over this stuff, and she's really, really good at colour.
Yeah.
So she replicated what the pattern of a rust.
Yeah.
If you look at rusty roofs, they've actually got a pattern to them. So we've done that on these and fooled quite a few people.
Lots of people actually had one couple. I want
a new one.
I want a new one. I don't want an old. So it's not until they come up and feel it and touch it and scratch it and they realise that it's actually just
new.
painted on. Yeah.
So we'll show you that in a little bit. If you haven't seen the photos, or go to the website and have a look under the Jolie model, and you'll see the pictures of what the rusticated finish looks like. So that's what this one is. If I purchase this Jolie model, how can I get it to my farm or where I live?
Okay. Well, at the moment, including this model here, we actually have free delivery anywhere in New South Wales to your farm gate. So we say to your farm gate just in case you've got a real hairy site and we've got to use a crane or something like that, and we don't want to mislead anybody. So we'll get it to your farm gate, and if it's reasonable access and all that, we'll have no problem just delivering obviously to your finished position on your farm or your property. So long story short, first delivery's on us, so we'll drop it to your door.
Great.
And we'll set it up so it's all good to go.
Someone said to me, "Well, how do you do that with a 3 metre wide? It's not a caravan, it's a wide load."
Yeah, okay. Well, with our tiny houses,
it's pretty simple.
It's long story short, it's an oversized load on a registered trailer, so it's all legal, it's all above board. I worked extensively with the RMS on how to legally get our tiny homes on the road.
That's it.
You don't need a permit. The only, I suppose, difference to a normal smaller tiny home, which are only 2.4, 2.5 wide, is that at night, if you travel at night, you've got to have a pilot vehicle, which can be your wife just driving out the back with a flashing light on.
Walking behind you? No.
No, driving dark. What the... How fast you go?
I was thinking, those twinkling lights.
Man, I was flying. I took the Maverick up to the St Ives Tiny House Carnival, 110 k's an hour on the freeway. Like these things.
Yeah, but we do that.
Fly.
We do the delivery for you, so you don't need to worry about any of that. If it's something that's this big, you're not going to be driving around Australia to see the sites.
Our homes, we've always sort of worked on the principle that a lot of people, they maybe 12 months, several years in the one position. Then if they need to move it, either contact us, we'll relocate it for them, or get onto a local transport company and they'll move it for you.
Or hire a truck.
Yeah, or hire a truck.
If you've got a, what's it, heavy vehicle? What's your licence that you...
Heavy rigid.
Heavy rigid.
Or actually, you only need a medium rigid vehicle licence. Slip down to Kennards, hire a truck, $150 a day, move it yourself.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
No problem.
Okay.
No
Great.
Problem.
All right. So, the next question is, I have a windy road to their farm property. They're looking at this model to buy. How does the Jolie going along sort of a bit of a precarious road?
in most cases, you'll probably find that people, because it's a farm they're going to, they've either had light rigid trucks along there, or sort of vehicles along that road in the first place. So if you can get a rigid truck along that road, or you can get a tiny house. What I will do, if it's local, I'll go for a drive-by. I'll do a trip up the road. I'll check it out, make sure there's no issues, no hairy corners or bridges or narrow bridges or low-lying branches.
And if it's not local, we go on the
Zoom.
interactive, the website, the RMS, and to see where the roads are.
RMS websites don't do the redneck lanes out in the middle of the bush. So what we'll do with those...
If you have to go through town, they show you the roads that you can go on.
Yeah, that's right. If we're... because our bigger homes come under the classification of an oversized load, not a wide load, it's oversized load. I simply go on the RMS website. It tells you all the roads, all the main roads around New South Wales, Australia that I can travel on with no problems. And then, of course, but a lot of the secondary roads aren't, or they won't be documented by RMS websites. So I'll either do a Zoom with the people, we'll go for a drive, or I'll get them to do,
have a look at it.
Get a height stick and walk through the road, make sure we cleared all the trees.
Done that a few times.
Height sticks and walk along.
We have.
And I'll bring my pole saw along and do a little bit of landscaping on the way through.
If you have to. Great. So what we might do now is take the people for a walk through the Jolie, which is for sale. If you've just joined us, this model that we're talking about is for sale now. So Rick's going to have a little wander through, show you around. Actually, sorry, a question on that. So when you get inside, make sure you answer it. Is about a toilet upstairs. So if they wanted a bedroom upstairs, but they don't want to come downstairs to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, what could they do? So have a chat about that. So you go and have a wander. I'll just have a little bit of my red cordial, and I'll see you when you get back.
So just bear with me while I get up out of this seat. Okay, here we go. Well, let me... Oh, I'm looking at me. What am I doing?
Press the button.
Here we go.
Press the button.
Right, here we go. Right, we're back on track. Okay, let's go through into the Jolie model. As you walk into the Jolie, you'll see straight across from the entry door, we've just put a two-seater lounge in place there. Swinging a little bit around to the right, we've got a fold-up table, a couple of chairs there to be able to sit at that table. And whilst you're sitting at the table, we've got a nice big window so you can look out at your view when you position it on your block of land or your farm. I'll go a little bit further around to the right where I've just walked in the entry door, and this cupboard here, we've actually got all this plumbed, so that's ready to put a front load washing machine in there. So whether it be a washer dryer, but we've got the plumbing in there ready to take the washing machine. Above there, we've got the socket for a TV. On our other models, we actually put a wall bracket and a TV on the wall bracket so you can sort of rotate that around so you can see it from the kitchen or from your lounge area. Our lights, missing globe there, a couple of globes, but we normally have the low voltage lights all the way through our tiny homes. I'll swing all the way around, just give an overview. So I've just come in the door. Now if I look left, what you'll see is our kitchen, some overhead cupboards, bedroom up the back there, and the second bedroom, and our solid staircase to go upstairs. So what I'll do, I'll walk through the kitchen just to give you a bit of a sort of map that out. There's a cupboard just here on the left. That's just got a push button hinge so you can open that door. Set this up as a breakfast bar. We'll come through the kitchen there now, and a couple of overhead cupboards, range hood there, 2 burner hot plates. That's a gas hot plates, huge sink, massive sink, and obviously it's a really good outlook to actually when you're standing in the sink, to be able to look out at your view wherever you position your actual tiny home itself. Just underneath our hot plates, we've got a 600mm electric oven in this model. And I'll keep walking straight through now into our second bedroom. We'll set this up with double bunks. Huge window for the size of the room. Double bunks here. There's a full-size single, so it'll take fellas 6 foot plus. It's 1.9 metres long for our second bedroom, so double bunks. And we've got a desk at the end there. And I'll swing around now to the right as we come around the kitchen. Pantry cupboard here. Full height pantry, plenty of shelving, plenty of storage in our cupboard. And what we've done, we've utilised the one sliding door here just to save a bit of space. And now I'm going to come into the toilet area. So I'll walk through the kitchen. We've got a 450mm wide vanity there. There's our compass toilet, which has got a 24/7 exhaust vent that sucks any smell out the back, outside the actual tiny home itself. There's our 900 by 900 fiberglass shower cubicle. We've also got the high front on it as well, so you can actually use it as a bathtub. So if you've got little kids, you can use that as a bathtub as well. And yeah, double hang on there. I'll come back out now around. I'll swing this way. Now I'm going to walk back through the kitchen area. You see our our full-size oven there. Drawers, hot plate, sink. Come around and look back at our entry door. Full height fridge as well. So we've got a microwave cabinet up above there. Full-size fridge. That's a 1.6 metre high fridge. And then we're looking back over the lounge area. We've just put a 2-seater lounge there, but you could actually put a 3-seater or a big L-shaped lounge right around the lounge area there. And you see we strategically placed the washing machine cabinet, which is all concealed behind a cupboard, so it's close to your door, so you can whip it outside to hang your clothes on the line. Upstairs, this is our second loft with a ladder to walk up to your loft. That's a full-size single up in the loft area. I'll take you for a lap up there as I come up. It's got its own window. Its own window here, its own light, its own power points, its own light switch. And I swing it right around. It's a full-size single bed in this area. So once again, that can sleep adults in that single bed. And I'll swing around now, look up to the loft area, our first loft, which is for our master bedroom, which is up the other end there. So I'll take you for a walk up there now. I'll go up our staircase. Underneath our stairs, we've just got our storage underneath our stairs here. Really safe. 2 handrails on the staircase, so it's really comfortable even for elderly people to walk up the stairs. So you can actually hang onto the rails on both sides. Come up now up into the master bedroom. And this is a queen size bed, so which is about 1.65 metres wide, 2 metres long. As you can see, you can actually walk around the bed. You can see the gap we've got here between the bed, and some storage there for clothes and stuff. I'll take you to the other side of the bed. So when you get out of bed in the morning, you can get up and you make your bed, no problem. Plenty of light up here. It's late in the evening, late this RV, and there's no lights on up here, but you can still see there's plenty of light. And you look across, you see you've got the cross ventilation because we've got a window both ends of the tiny home here, so you get that cross ventilation. We've got a fan just to circulate a bit of air. And I'll take you over to the edge here now. Actually, I had one question from a client we're actually building for now. She wanted the master bedroom upstairs because she wanted to have that space and room downstairs. But her only concern was, being a little bit older, was that she didn't want to walk down the staircase at night time to be able to go to the loo. So what we've actually done in this cabinet here, you see this cabinet here, the centre part of this cabinet here, we've actually installed a compost toilet. So it's got a lift-up lid on the actual cabinet itself, so you can lift it up. fully access the compost toilet, and we set it up so all the fluids drain out down the bottom and go into the grey water line. Of course, just do the number ones up here. You can do number two if you want, but so that way the actual home itself, we've actually got two toilets. So we've got a toilet upstairs, toilet downstairs. So you don't have to go downstairs to go to the loo in the middle of the night. I'm actually now this something which we've sort of flagged a few times with our tiny homes. Because of the way we come into the category of an oversized load, we've actually got a ceiling height. So I'm standing up here now. I'm only 5'10", but I've actually got a ceiling height here. The ceiling height, me standing, is 1.84 metres in ceiling height. So you're 6 foot, just under 6'2", with no boots on. You can stand up upstairs in our tiny homes. So you can see across there how good it looks. And now I'm looking down from the master bedroom now, down over the lounge room, down over the kitchen. There's the kitchen there. And I'll span back there now, just to give you a real feel how much room is in our tiny homes. These beams, we've sort of set them up as a bit of a feature beam, but they are actually part of the structural elements of our tiny homes. They're actually our collar ties. There's booker rod. We've dressed them up with the beams, with the laminated beams, which stops the spread of the just adds strength to the actual tiny home itself. Now I'm going to walk back downstairs there now, coming back down into the lounge area, and you can see our front door there. Now you can see, this is not a wide angle lens, this is just a normal lens, normal camera, and you can see how much room and space is actually in the 3 metre wide tiny homes. We've got an air conditioner, the 2.5 kilowatt air conditioner there, which sort of blows the air around the place if you need to go aircon. But we have discussed before, we've mentioned before, that all of our tiny homes are built out of 75mm refrigeration panels. So the acoustic and thermal insulation of our tiny homes is second to none. That door there now is just blocking off the second bedroom. Yeah, so as you can see, as I walk through, there's heaps of room, plenty of space. There's no trick photography here. This is just a normal poor man's camera. And you can see there's still plenty of room, plenty of space, plenty of light. And something we've also discussed before is that we've worked on proportional size windows for our tiny homes. So as the home gets smaller, we obviously do the windows that are smaller to suit the scale and proportion of the windows. So as you look around, you sort of feel you've still got that element of privacy. This is a very busy road, so if you're not going to be concerned with cars driving past and stuff like that, because you've got that little bit of privacy. So you don't have to put the window coverings on, which is going to save you money and that as well. So of course we can do the homes with the bigger windows, heaps more. But what you'll find, the bigger the windows you've got, you're obviously not going to have your storage space. You're not going to be able to put all your overhead cupboards. You're not going to put all your pictures on the wall. You're not going to be able to put all the family photos on the wall. So all of that sort of comes into our overall design, the way we build our tiny homes. We sort of think, what does the average person want? But bearing in mind, we can do the large windows. We can, set it up so you've got massive windows around your place as well. So I'm going to take it back outside now, and we've got a few more questions that Shani's going to ask, and check the view of the bricks. Move them from up the top.
You don't want to look at that. Okay. All right. So here we are, back.
If we had any questions, I couldn't read them because I'm a bloke. I can only do one thing at a time.
Okay, sorry. If you did post a question while he was walking around, write it again, because I'll see it. I managed to finish all the chips while you were gone. Sorry.
That's all right.
These are so good. They're so addictive. I might have eaten the whole packet.
Oh, funny
Don't
story,
judge me.
Doug. Funny story, Doug.
Oh. Do I want to know?
After our live last week, we actually had some clients come through. They wanted to look at the Jolie, and of course I showed them through the Maverick, and they said, "Oh, is this where you did the live last week down the Maverick?" I said, "Oh yeah, did you recognise it?" Yeah, they said, "I recognise the goon bag you've left on the on the veranda."
Left it behind.
Left it behind.
That's the good thing about wine in a box. Doesn't actually matter if it's not in the fridge. Okay, so now we get to the part of the live that we talked about last week. Let me just, here we go, come down a little bit because, my arm's fading. My muscles are fading. Is that better? Right. Love to get your comments, but and I'll see them and I'll be able to respond. But we were talking last week about the affordability. Let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's get to the money stuff. So how does it work? So home loans, how does it work? What do we do? Do we offer finance? How is all this going to happen? How can I get this dream to happen?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was chatting to a couple the other day and they talked about their dream and I said, well, dreams are free.
Dreams are free.
Dreams are free.
Dreams are free. They are.
Yeah, you just got to press the button.
Don't stop dreaming.
Don't stop dreaming, but hey, you got to press the button. Like turn the dream into reality.
That's right.
You know? And I guess I'm wondering. I suppose I'm a little bit passionate about this, Dar, because it's. I don't see us pushing people into $1 million mortgage. You know, like it's. You might have a bit of cash set aside, or you know, and even if you had to borrow the majority of the money to buy a tiny home.
Well, let's talk that. You know, how much are we talking?
Yeah.
From your little red size, so a young couple just starting out, little red size, double bed.
Yeah, we've got a price range from 60 up to 100 grand plus.
Okay, so let's work on those figures as a ballpark. Okay. So,
well, what I'll do, let's work on 100 grand.
You know what I've just realised? That I can
extend it out.
Extend it out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, how do I do it? How do I extend it out?
No, you right?
No.
No, let's
not do
good
that.
enough alone.
Sorry, I've just rocked everyone's world by rocking the thing.
That's
okay.
Good.
Sorry.
Okay, let's work on 100 grand, and say for instance, you had to borrow 100% of the money to actually buy a tiny home, or one of our tiny homes.
But would they lend 100% of the money?
Well, okay. With the banks, it's they do need a form of security, and that's the one of the things I'll look at. So if you don't have the land or something to borrow against, then a couple of things. A lot of them won't loan 100% on a well, this is classed as a caravan, I guess. So you can appreciate it from a bank's point of view. They don't have a fixture.
It becomes a personal loan, not a home loan.
That's right. It becomes a personal loan, not a home loan. Now, as a personal loan, you'll pay a higher interest rate. Okay, on a personal loan.
Yes.
But on a home loan, you can generally get a cheaper rate.
Right.
For an actual home loan.
Okay.
So
now, the reason for that, I'm supposing, and you can clarify, is that because a tiny home is on wheels, so it's relocatable, seen as a caravan, and that is not. It could be stolen. It can be taken away. So a bank is only going to loan on something that's put into the ground, basically, that can't be moved.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and we're just going through this with a client now, and I'm actually talking directly to their bank, just to show them and give them confidence, because a lot of people will go on the net and Havenwood tiny homes, and they'll see that it's just a caravan, and we don't have any security, so like we're sceptical about loaning the people the money because it's not a fixture that could do the runner. But like I explained to them, if our homes or the client's request is that our homes become a permanent home, they actually become a fixture, because we actually put footings into the ground, we actually lock our homes into the ground, remove the trailer, we have a buyback on the trailer.
That's it.
Buyback on the trailer.
There's a buyback on the trailer. Exactly. If you don't need it anymore.
Yeah, we can't, with our homes, because we're really, we've worked to the boundaries, like in our limits, being oversized, coming under the category of oversize, which is 4.6 metres, and that is to maximise our height, which obviously maximises the height you can actually stand upstairs in the actual loft area.
So the homes themselves come under the Building Code of Australia as a permissible home.
That's right.
Permanent home. Yeah. The way it's been built.
As long as they're disconnected from a trailer.
As long as they're not on wheels.
That's right.
So they have to be permanently fixed to the ground, which is what we're doing for a client now.
So with our home, so in actual fact, you're getting two, what would you call it? We'll talk about it from a foundation point of view. When you build a house, you build foundations. When you build a caravan, you've got the structure of the caravan itself that holds the caravan. Well, when we do all of our tiny homes, actually have two structures. Firstly, you've got a trailer, a registered trailer that is registered and engineered to carry 6 tonnes. Then you've got the actual chassis of the tiny home itself on top of the trailer. So you've got the overall foundations, we'll call it foundations, of our tiny home is 250 millimetres. So you've got a 100 millimetre foundation for the tiny home itself, and then you've got another 150 millimetres of trailer chassis. So the overall is 250 millimetres of structure that actually supports our tiny home. So it's, in the overall scheme of things, it's over-engineered, but if your tiny home is going to be separated because it's going to be classed as a home, it meets that criteria.
Well, so I'll have to hold this so you can get your workings on the finance stuff.
Okay,
the money stuff.
Yeah,
how
on the
does it
finance.
work?
Okay.
How does repayments work? What would it look like for a young couple?
Let's say
buying a house?
we've borrowed $100,000. We want to work on a 5-year term of the actual loan itself.
Most home loans are 25, 30 years.
25, yeah, but you don't want
so
to
you
drag
want to pay it
out.
off in 5.
Well, it's
Okay,
$100,000.
so how do they do that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Working on today's interest rates.
Yep.
Interest and principal. We'll work on a 5-year loan, $1,800 per month. So that's about $430 a week. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's for a 5 years. So at the end of 5 years, you actually own your home. Mm-hmm. So that's 5 years, $415 per week, you own your home. And five years.
5 years. Not 25 years. 5 years.
5 years. Now, I mean, you've got to ask yourself, show me where you can rent a place for less than $400 a week, you know? So, in the scheme of things, so $415 per week for 5 years, you own your home. Done and dusted. Now, let's expand that. Okay, let's make it a little bit more comfortable. Let's go for a 10-year term of the loan. Okay, 10-year nil residual. So at the end of your term of the loan, you actually own your tiny home. You're talking $207 per week. Let's add on to that. Now you've found a property or a farm, or we've found it for you. The general norm is...
You pay them what, around...
Well, you're sort of looking around that $150 per week is probably about the going rate to pay a farmer at the moment to rent a bit of grass off him. 60 square metres of grass, put a little picket fence around it, you're good to go. And you're not going to leave...
what's that, 350?
150, 200, $350 per week, okay? You live in the dream on 100, 200 acres. You've got a view to die for, and you're out in the bush. You've got the kids off the Google, and you live in the dream. Like, it's honestly, it's just like I don't know why.
Well, what about for an investor?
People aren't doing it.
Okay, because we've had lots of conversations with people. We live in an area where there's a university not too far away from us, and university students are coming from overseas, and it's really hard to find somewhere. They usually end up in a share home. They get a tiny little room with a shared kitchen and bathroom, and they're paying about $150 a week for the privilege of having one room with all the other people. Yeah. Now, you could have a place in there close by, and you could put a small little red down in your driveway and rent it to a uni student for $150 a week. How quickly would you pay it off?
Well,
it's $65,000 on the road.
No,
Did you do sums?
No,
I'm not mathematical.
Yeah, no.
Did you do sums?
I think if you're going to start talking a fully self-contained tiny home, like a little red, okay, that they're living there by themselves, so they're not sharing the kitchen, they're not sharing the toilet, they're living there by themselves.
Yep.
You're probably talking probably a fair rent right now.
We're talking uni students. They've got nothing. They've got no money to pay for rent.
Let's go a little bit higher than a uni student. Let's go to someone that can afford $400 a week. $400 a week, double bed, full kitchen,
how quickly
full bathroom.
Can you pay that off? 2 years? 1? 3? No. What is it?
Is this auctioned up?
I don't know.
No,
I told you I'm not good at maths.
No, you've thrown me sums. Hang on a second. Just wait. Let me think for a second.
$400.
Okay, let's talk from the investor's point of view in the first place. Okay. The investor's point of view. They spent $60,000 to buy our little red.
Yep.
They're going to stick it up their backyard,
Yep.
stick it up their driveway, fully self-contained unit.
Yep.
And
they're going to rent it for, say...
$400 a week. They're going to rent it for $400.
Wow.
$400 a week.
Yep.
That is a 35% return. 35%.
Yeah.
Okay, that's... Well, you don't get that on the stock market.
So, I'm trying to how many years would you have that thing owned? 3, 4?
5 years. No,
5 years.
years. You
Okay.
paid it off. You own it in 5 years. But you're making
I
money
need
as
a
you go
maths
along.
tutor for my kids.
You're making money as you go along.
Yes.
Traditionally, rule of thumb is if you're going to get $500 a week rent, you're going to buy a home for about $500,000. 500 grand to 600 grand.
That's right.
And you're going to get at $500 a week rent, you're going to get it's a 2.5% return.
Roundabout. That's what the standard go rate.
That's a general.
General.
Now that's not making money. That's actually losing money. Like this negative gain, negative gearing.
Yeah.
That just negative gearing is a flash way of saying you're actually losing money per week. You know, like unless you're going to get a capital, you're going to get a capital gain, you're wasting your time.
So if you're in a suburban area and you know you've got students or couples that are looking to rent because there's nowhere to rent in that area. I mean, our area is pretty tight for rental market. Putting a little red tiny house down your driveway and...
Well, our little reds are only 2.4 wide. They're only 2.5 ton.
They'll fit
so
anywhere.
You can drag them, pull them up the road with your little Isuzu poor man's four-wheel drive and happy days.
Have you go at Isuzu?
No, just something small four-wheel drive, you know. That's Isuzu, you know.
We're Toyota Mitsubishi people, sorry.
Yeah. So it's a problem when you actually do your sums, and from an investor's point of view, the return on investment is just like it's money in the bank. You're actually making money.
Yeah.
35% return. That is making money.
And then let's talk about. So we've got people that have called us who are renting a home. So they don't own the home, but they're renting a home, and a lot of them are today blended families. So they might have some teenagers from one family and then others. And what's happened is they've got no room in their house for when the teenagers might come and stay. So for them, they can't afford to go and buy a $500,000, $700,000 home, but they have enough money. They could get a little red or get a shell, stick it in the backyard of the rental to put the kids in when they come and stay, or to put in-laws in when they come to visit. All of those things, it's just that extra space. It just takes away from the stress of how do we live day to day with these kids coming in and out, or mum and dad coming down. It gives you that option, and then if you move home, you just take it with you.
Yep, that's right. So, and just bear in mind now, a lot of people with the virus. Now, make no mistake, the virus is not going away, right? The government is just going to use this angle for years to come. It's not going away. So what we need to do, we need to blend. We need to work with the current environment. People aren't travelling overseas, right? They're not going overseas now. They're spending their money. They've got this disposable income. They're now spending it in Australia.
Yes. So ecotourism is going to be the thing of the future. Big thing.
Big bucks.
So off-grid tiny homes. I'm telling you got some land. Get it going.
Yeah.
Because people want to go. They want to get away. They want to do something. They need to get out from the stress of the day-to-day. Yeah. And that's right. Perfect opportunity.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, and I look at it like this now. It's an investment. You're not, and the beauty of it is you're not fixed into the ground. You can move them if you need to move them.
I've got questions and I've
questions.
Got it off topic.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What questions you got?
Okay. There's probably two questions. So if we talked a little bit about the home loan.
Yep.
On that, vendor finance, if you are at that point where really don't have the money to start, talk to us because we've got vendor finance sort of coming along very soon. Two more questions before we finish because I think dinner's ready. Okay. My land is not level, so where I want to put the tiny house. So what do I need to do to make it ready? Okay.
Well, ideally, if you've got level land, it's great. If it's not level, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't have to be perfectly level. We've got jacks that have got up to 750 millimetre going. So if your land over the width of a tiny home is 750 mil, we can make it level. In saying that, as part of our service, we're happy to float our Bobcat with our delivery truck. I'm the driver. And I drive the Bobcat as well. So I can actually level the land for you when I get there. So I do a cut and fill, as long as it's not rock. I can actually do that for you when I'm there, make it ready, and we can then set the tiny home up. So that's no problem. So just talk to us on that if you've got any issues at your land. A lot of countries is quite hilly, or where you want to put your tiny home, where it's got the best view, the best aspect. It's a little bit, it's on a bit of a slope. So we can sort that for you as well. Yep,
cool.
No problem.
Last question,
right?
Because it's Valentine's Day, and I'm sure you've prepared something very romantic for me.
Yeah, that's what
upstairs.
I'm thinking.
No?
No.
Okay. Eggs. Okay. Eggs again.
Eggs.
Like last night. No, that's not my question. I was just like, we're having eggs again.
Oh, okay. Sunday night dinner.
Sunday night dinner.
Duck
eggs from the
Duck
chicken.
Eggs. Yeah.
So if where are we? I'm a carpenter.
Right.
Some advice where I would start to build my own tiny home. So we've had that this week. Someone approaching us.
Yeah. So I've been approached from a few people now that have, obviously carpenters, builders in their own right, and they think, I'm going to build my own. They come up and, thinking they'll get some ideas, and away we go.
And that's okay.
Yeah, and that's no problem. I'm happy to help anyone, and I'll do it free of charge, no problem. But I think when the pedal hits the metal, and the reality is, I've spent now years, well, not only 35 years in the building game, but also what I've done is probably about 3 years now in homework in engineering with RMS and all the stuff we need to do to actually design our trailers, our subframes, everything.
Because
so
for a
it
tiny
works.
home, the trailer part is like the foundation of a house.
Okay,
so we've been building homes for so long. If those foundations aren't good,
that's right.
It doesn't matter what else you do.
Right.
If the surveyor's pegs aren't right,
Yeah.
and you've put your home in the wrong place,
Yeah.
or your concrete, your formwork, your piers, all the things are not good.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how pretty your home is.
Jesus talks about building your house on the rock, not on the sand. And like with your tiny home, if you can think you're going to save $1 because you're going to buy your own axles and buy your own wheels and start knocking it up and build some timber frame thing on top. But the reality is the things that need to come into play is firstly the engineering. Is it going to be legal? Is it going to fall apart? Am I going to be able to drive it on the road? And then I'll finish my tiny home and it's coming at 5 tonne.
Yeah.
So there's all these things that actually come into play.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's
homework.
a lot to think through, like any home.
Yeah, like any home. There's a lot to go on.
Yeah.
And however, in saying that, at the moment, with our current price structure, we're only new in the tiny house industry. So I've been a builder for 35 years, but in the tiny house industry, we're only relatively new. So to be competitive in this market, we've actually priced our homes. To give you an idea, at the moment, the general norm on a 7.2 by 2.4 tiny home, probably base model somewhere around that 90,000 to 95,000 mark. Now, our tiny home, but
which
remember,
is about what per square metre? Because we
works
talk about that a lot.
Yeah, we talk about square metres.
Yeah.
So that's roughly about $5,000 a square metre.
So no matter what size you want to go, work off the square metre rate.
Work on the square metre rate, yeah. Which means our tiny homes at that rate is coming, because we've priced ourselves in that market for a couple of extra grand, so an extra $2 or $3 grand, you're actually getting a 3 metre wide tiny house.
So what is our per square metre rate?
Per square metre rate comes in around about $4 grand per square metre.
So we're $1,000 a square metre cheaper.
$1,000 a square metre. So if you ran that,
how does that work?
If you pro-rated that up to what we should be selling for, our base model, 120, 125 grand. So, and at the moment, our base model is around about 100 grand. So it's really good value for money.
It sure is.
Really good value for
money.
money.
I think it comes down to some of our boys are watching, and I think it comes down to that they're just very, very good at getting it done quickly.
Yeah.
So we're saving on labour time.
Is that Snowy?
It is.
Hey, Snowy, mate, you're into it tomorrow, mate. You've been off for 2 weeks.
Get back from holidays. Hurry up. Okay. So we missed you. Yeah. We'll see you soon. Okay. And that's it for us today.
Yeah, we've had enough today. I've run out of words.
No, I just think that you've probably got something amazing prepared for me.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It's Valentine's Day. Yeah. And there's probably a dozen roses ready.
Plenty of time to slip down to 7-Eleven. Plenty of time.
There's no 7-Eleven here.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, we'll see you next week. Yeah. Please leave a comment and give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends and
Yeah.
leave us a message, a comment or question for next week. And we'll see you then. Bye.
See you guys. Bye-bye.